Hello peachies, welcome back to Dear Peachy. Makeup trends come and go, but there's one thing that's here to stay. Face contouring. Contouring was commonly known as a steadfast method for reshaping your face. In essence, contouring involves employing various makeup shades to craft an optical illusion on your skin. This technique is used to emphasize your bone structure and enhance your facial features. However, it's important to understand that contouring isn't about completely altering your appearance or creating entirely new features. Instead, it's about elevating and highlighting the natural features you already possess. The approach to contouring can vary depending on your unique face shape, meaning that what works for one person may not be suitable for another. Facial contouring is often not the top priority for makeup beginners. In fact, many people are still figuring out the best ways to apply contour for their specific face shape. Over the years, the internet has been flooded with various quick contouring hacks. From the classic follow the hollow technique, where you essentially squeeze your cheeks and contour along the grooves under your cheekbones, to the latest TikTok sensation known as contour based on science, which was started by a dermatologist. While these hacks can be fun and convenient, it's important to remember that our face shapes are distinct and varied. Understanding how these techniques apply to your unique face shape may require a bit of time and experimentation. If you're curious about how to achieve that flawless, snatched look, you've landed in the right spot. Keep on watching for a 101 lesson on contouring. This video is divided into following sections. Please refer to the timestamps for each of these parts. Let's kick things off by delving into the logical theory behind contouring. As you can observe from sketching plaster statues, the art of contouring is rooted in the interplay of light and shadow using black, white, and gray. It's all about creating a three-dimensional effect. To translate this to the human face, we aim to create a similar black, white, and gray sketch relationship by considering the natural concave and convex areas of our facial bones. In the concave regions, we use shades darker than our skin tone to create a sense of depth, while in the convex areas, we employ lighter shades to make them pop. Keep in mind, everyone's facial bone structure is unique, so it's crucial to tailor the approach to each person. Paying attention to the color of the shadows on your face is key when choosing the right contour and highlight shades to use. Opt for shades that replicate or closely resemble these lights and shadows. The undertones in our skin play a crucial role in selecting the right contour and highlighter shades. If you have fair to medium skin, think about neutrals, taupes, and cooler tone contour shades. They're less prone to looking dirty, even when layered multiple times. For those with tan or olive complexions, you can lean towards slightly more golden tones, as these skin tones naturally have more warmth. For darker skin tones, opt for a more neutral shade with the right balance of blue and red undertones. A matte highlighter in a beige tone is the safest and most versatile choice for all skin tones. Opt for beige ones that closely match the intensity of your skin tone, as it can seamlessly blend and add volume to any concave areas. Avoid highlighters with white undertones and shimmers, because they can create an ashy appearance on warmer skin tones, missing the brightening and smoothing effect you're aiming for. In addition to that, highlighters with larger glitter particles are not suitable for contouring your bone structure. They are better used as eyeshadow to introduce a touch of sparkle to your eye makeup. If you're unsure about your skin tone, you can check out our previous video to discover your skin's undertone. This will assist you in making better choices when it comes to selecting the right contour and highlighter shades. Every time we share tips on hairstyles or makeup techniques, many of you are excited to try them out, but you guys are often stuck at the very start, figuring out your face shape. One moment, you might think your face is round, and the next, it appears more oval. It's like a mix of roundness with a touch of angularity, or perhaps a hint of sharpness. The good news is, you're not the only one experiencing this confusion. Today, we'll share a simple and quick method to quickly identify your face shape. Before you start, gather all your hair and secure it neatly. Then, use your phone's camera to take a picture from the front. Ensure that the angle is the same level with your face. Avoid tilting your head downward for a selfie, and avoid taking the photo at a 45-degree angle. And now, based on that photo, note down your number choices as shown in the following section, and you'll easily figure out your face shape. Let's determine which part of your face has the greatest width. Choose 1 if your forehead is the widest. Choose 2 if your cheekbones are the widest. Choose 3 if your jawline is the broadest part of your face. Now, examine the ratio of the width to the length of your face. Mark 1 if the length of your face is longer than the width. Mark 2 if the length is approximately equal to or shorter than the width of your face. Next, let's compare the width of your forehead and jaw. Choose 1 if your forehead and jaw have similar widths. Choose 2 if your forehead is wider than your jaw. Choose 3 if your forehead is narrower than your jaw. Lastly, let's consider the shape of your chin. Pick 1 for a sharp chin. Pick 2 for a square-shaped chin. Pick 3 for a round chin. Using the sequence of numbers you've just collected, you can determine your face shape from the provided list of results. Please keep in mind that these results are not exhaustive. If you can't find your numbers in the list, it likely means that your face shape has a more unique structure that doesn't align with the common face shapes listed here. In such cases, it's practical to examine the various regions of your face individually and contour to achieve your ideal look. Before we dive into contouring techniques for different face shapes, let's explore a concept widely embraced by Chinese professional makeup artists and aestheticians: the ideal of facial structure harmony. This ideal revolves around achieving a balance between the inner and outer contours of our face. So, what exactly are these inner and outer contours? They can also be referred to as the inner and outer circles of our facial contour. The outer contour signifies the part of the face that is fully visible from the front, or in simpler terms, the face shape. Imagine it as an outer circle, with 2 points marked at the forehead and chin, forming the vertical axis, and the ends of the cheekbones, creating the horizontal axis. Connecting all these points forms a circle, representing the outer contour. On the other hand, the inner contour is the area of our face that catches light when illuminated from the front. It's also known as the inner circle, with the nose tip as the center, extending from the bottom end of the lower lip to the brow's end. In Chinese aesthetic standards, there's a significant emphasis on the seamless flow of the outer contour. High-end protruded cheekbones, jaws, or uneven features like hollow or dented cheeks or temporal regions, these features can disrupt the smooth outline of the outer contour, potentially making someone appear older than their actual age. Various factors, including the hairline, temple region, cheekbones, cheeks, jaw, and chin, contribute to the overall smoothness of the outer contour. In today's video, we'll guide you on contouring techniques to help you achieve a smoother outline and enhance the harmony of your facial features. Now, let's start with the oval face shape. It's often considered the most ideal face shape in traditional aesthetic standards. The oval face boasts a balanced and seamless outline, radiating a serene and calm aura. With an oval face shape, the width of the forehead is nearly equal to the width of the cheekbones, and the length of the face is slightly longer than its width in a 4:3 ratio. The jaw is slightly smaller compared to the upper portion of the face. Having an oval face shape grants you the freedom to explore various makeup and hairstyle options. However, it's crucial to be mindful of your facial proportions, specifically the vertical fifth and horizontal thirds, when experimenting with different styles. Feel free to check out our previous video on this topic for more detailed guidance. A round face shape generally imparts a more youthful appearance, characterized by less prominent bone structure and a rounded, seamless outline. This face shape exudes a down-to-earth, adorable, and energetic aura. The round face shape is characterized by a similar proportion of length and width, where the width of the forehead is nearly equal to the width of the jaw. The cheekbones are typically the widest part of the face, contributing to the rounded and seamless appearance. Additionally, a round face often features a rounded chin. Contouring for a round face is typically applied along the outer contour, starting from the widest part of the cheekbones and extending towards the jaw. Swiping the contour inwards helps bring shadows towards the face, creating a narrower and more forward projection of the facial structure. Blush can also play a role in accentuating your face shape. Choose blush shades that belong to the contouring shades. If you have no idea what contouring shade means, you can head to our previous video on blush theory to find out more. Apply them across the sides of your cheeks. Start from the cheekbones and extend the application to the level of your mouth corner, blending it in with the previously applied contour. Experiment with applying your blush in a vertical direction, extending it downwards to create the illusion of a longer face shape. This technique helps balance your facial proportions, aiming for a slender oval shape. Matte highlighter can be applied to areas such as the mid-face, T-zone, and chin to enhance the definition of your facial structure. When these high points are illuminated, it brings your face forward, creating a more prominent and defined face shape. Additionally, eyebrows with an arch are an effective way to add depth to your facial structure. The arch can elongate the proportion of your middle-third ratio, creating the illusion of a longer face shape. The level difference between the brow head and tail of an arched brow can make your features appear more deep-set and prominent. Now, let's talk about the square-shaped face. The facial bones of a square-shaped face are more prominent, often giving off a sophisticated and modern appearance. This face shape creates a mature and high-trust impression, although it may be less ideal for those aiming to achieve a more feminine and soft look. A square-shaped face is characterized by having the same width for the forehead, cheekbones, and jaws. The shape of the forehead and jaws is less rounded, forming a square shape. Also, this face shape tends to have a shorter chin. To create a more rounded and seamless outline of the outer contour, contour is applied to the edge of forehead and the jaws. Similarly, the contour is applied from the cheekbones and extended to the jaws, blending it inwards to create a narrower face shape. For a square-shaped face, you can use neutral or contour shades of blush to create a slimmer and longer face shape by applying it along the contour you have previously applied. Apply matte highlighter to the center regions of the face, like the forehead, nose bridge, and chin, to lengthen the face. Brows with a rounded arch can soften the edges of the square-shaped face. Shape your brows with a soft and natural-looking rounded arch to tone down the sharpness of your face. The diamond-shaped face has a slimmer facial appearance with a more prominent outline of the outer contour. This is due to a more protruding cheekbone and a narrower forehead, forming a sharper chin. The diamond-shaped face tends to have a more prominent face structure compared to other face shapes, creating a cold and opulent aura that may be perceived as less approachable. To soften the appearance of protruding high cheekbones in a diamond-shaped face, contour is applied to the widest region of the face. More contour is added to the sides of the cheekbones to create a deeper shadow, shifting the highest point of the cheekbones inwards. Similarly, neutral or contouring shade blushes are applied to the upper region of the cheekbones to further accentuate the face shape. Avoid using expanding shades or any shades that are too vibrant in these areas, as they might draw more attention and further highlight this region. Diamond face shapes are often accompanied by a more dented temple region. To address this, matte highlighter is applied to brighten the sides of the forehead and temples, creating a plump look. By shifting the shadow of the cheekbones inwards and plumping up the temple regions, the outline of the outer contour is smooth to achieve an oval face shape. For a diamond face shape, brows without a sharp arch, such as straight or rounded brows, enhance the beauty of the face shape without overpowering its natural prominence. The heart-shaped face has a wider forehead compared to the other regions of the face, creating a top-heavy appearance. It features slimmer cheeks and a sharper chin, making it particularly photogenic in photographs. Many people mistakenly believe that having a widow's peak hairline automatically categorizes them as having a heart-shaped face. However, this is incorrect, as the hairline is not the major factor influencing your face shape. Instead, it's the facial proportions that have the most significant impact on determining your face shape. It's fascinating to note that the heart-shaped face has been considered one of the ideal face shapes since ancient times, and this aesthetic standard has persisted to the present day. It has been perceived as the perfect face shape, thus minimal contouring is needed due to its naturally harmonious proportions. For a heart-shaped face, contour is usually added to the sides of the forehead to narrow this region, creating a slimmer face shape. Neutral or contouring shades of blush are applied to the sides of the cheekbones for a touch of color. If you prefer a more rounded-looking face, you can add matte highlighter to the lower jaw, starting from the area below your cheekbones and continuing to the chin. This technique creates a firm and plump appearance. Given that a heart-shaped face has a wider forehead, shortening the brows can help make the forehead look narrower. The brow tail generally indicates the turning edge from the forehead to the temple region. By shortening your brow, you shift the tail, or the turning edge, inwards, giving the appearance of a narrower forehead. As opposed to a heart-shaped face, a pear-shaped face has a narrower forehead but a wider jaw, giving the bottom part a heavier impression. It is commonly known as the triangle face shape. The width of the cheekbones and jaw are almost similar to each other, and the narrow forehead proportion is usually featured with a slightly dented temporal region. This type of face shape generally appears wider compared to other face shapes, exuding a calm, down-to-earth, and amiable aura. For a pear-shaped face, where the jaw is more prominent, additional contour is needed in this area to tone down its presence and smooth out the outline of your face. Apply contour at your jaw, starting from the level around your mouth corners, and extending it up towards the ears. Blend the shadows inwards to achieve forward projection of your face. Contouring shades of blush are effective in improving your complexion and sculpting your face. Apply it at the sides of your cheeks, blending it from the cheekbones towards the lower section of your cheeks, and blend it over a larger area to give it a natural flush. Matte highlighter is used to brighten and plump up the regions of the upper portion of your face. Apply it to the forehead, temporal region, nose bridge, or even at the outer V region of your eyes along the groove of your eye socket for maximum effect. This adds more volume to the upper section of your face, reducing the impression of being bottom-heavy. You can also add some matte highlighter to your chin to elongate your face shape. Longer and rounded brows are good ways to soften the edges of your jaws. The rectangular face shape is characterized by a face length that is longer than its width, with either the forehead or middle third ratio being the longer proportion. This shape tends to give a slender and long impression, as the width of the forehead, cheekbones, and jaw is almost similar to each other. Due to the longer middle third ratio, it exudes a mature and calm charisma. For a rectangular face shape, contour is added along the sides of the forehead along the hairline and the lower jaw to create the impression of a shorter face. You can gradually build up the shadows to achieve the desired effect. Here's a small tip for nose contouring. Avoid applying contour in a straight line along the nose bridge, as this can make your nose or the middle third ratio appear longer. Instead, try filling in a C shape at the nose roots and gently blend the shadows towards the nose bridge. Contour at the base of the nose tip and fill in a U-shaped shadow at the sides of the nose tip to lift your nose up. Unlike round face shapes, blush is applied horizontally at the apple of the cheeks. This technique visually cuts off the face length, making your face appear shorter. Matte highlighter is added to the cheekbone area, at the lower outer corner of the eyes, to add volume to this area for a more rounded and plump look. This can help increase the width of the face and enhance facial harmony for its longer proportion. Besides that, straight or softly arched brows can add softness, accentuating the elegance of the face shape. The facial features of Asians and Westerners differ significantly, but many people still follow contouring methods from Western influencers. These methods often emphasize heavy contouring, which doesn't suit most of us. That's why many end up with odd-looking contouring, as these techniques aren't typically suitable for our facial structures. So, let's recap common mistakes in contouring and the right ways to enhance your features. Time to ditch those repetitive mistakes in our makeup routine. The number 1 mistake. The viral TikTok contour hack that involves drawing a number 3 along the hairline, lower cheekbone, and jaw. It gained tons of applause for its simplicity in sculpting faces, but here's the catch. It might not be the best for Asian features. While it accentuates cheekbones, Asians are blessed with great cheekbones, which are structured to be jutted out more horizontally. We don't need to contour to overpower these areas. This technique, geared for Europeans with forward-pointing cheekbones, might make Asian cheekbones look overly prominent and distort the roundness of their outer contour. Mistake number 2. Follow the hollow. It's a popular contouring technique where we suck in our cheeks to find the hollows and then apply contour there. It can sometimes make your cheeks appear droopy and overly dented, not the look we're aiming for. The right way to contour: tailor it to your unique face shape. Add contour to areas that protrude along your outer contour, like your jaw and cheekbones. Remember, there's no universal makeup rule that fits everyone. When using matte highlighter, steer clear of a few things. Avoid applying it all over your nose bridge, as this might elongate your middle third ratio. Also, be cautious with the chin. Large areas of highlighter can make it look less defined and stubby. Remember, Asian features often have great prominent cheekbones, so going overboard with highlighter there can disrupt the overall harmony. To use matte highlighter effectively, focus on creating a forward projection for a narrower face. Apply it below the brow arch and in a triangular area under the eyes to shift the cheekbones towards the center, creating that illusion. Highlight the nose tip separately from the nose root. Also, consider highlighting along the smile lines to add some plumpness to your face. Facial contouring can be a bit tricky. Some might skip it altogether, thinking it's too complicated, while others go a bit heavy-handed and end up with a muddy makeup look. Contouring takes a lot of practice to get right. It can sometimes be overwhelming, and mistakes are part of the process. What works for one may not work for another. It's all about finding what suits you best. So, research shades that complement your tone and play around with application techniques. Remember, it is totally okay to not follow the suggestions that were given for face shapes if you don't feel like it. These guides are just starting points in your beauty journey. Embrace the experimentation, have fun, and discover your unique beauty. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoy the content. See you in the next video.